Welcome, everybody. It's Friday. And you know what that means? It's clean out your purse day. It is clean out your car day. It's not necessarily fill up the car day, because Mondays are a better day to fill up your car because there's not as many people at the station to get gas. I heard that last week. And gas prices are going up. So we've got to be vigilant on keeping our gas tank full and doing the things we need to do. I dropped a pen. Let me get it. Got my pen. Okay. So, first off, we're going to clean our purses out. Yes, today, right now, on the show. And let's see who can find the strangest item in your purse. This is always fun. We did this one time at a Pam and Peggy convention. And it was hilarious. So, see what's the strangest thing you have in your purse. There's my brother-in-law. He's in Texas. Dina and Jay went to Texas to a convention. They caught a plane, God love them, at 6 a.m. They've been awake since 2:30 in the morning. Anybody that can take a 6 a.m. flight? I remember I took a 6 a.m. flight one time. This is a really funny story. But Michelle and I were headed out to Salt Lake City. No, we were headed out to St. George. Sorry, y'all. Excuse me. Anyway, we were headed out to St. George, and we took a 6 a.m. flight. And Michelle loved to just get seated in the plane, and she could fall asleep just like that. Well, I couldn't sleep. I was wired. It was a little plane from Asheville to Atlanta. And we had this flight attendant named George. And he was a comedian. I mean, he was a funny guy. And all the way to Atlanta, which is about a 30-minute flight for us, 35 minutes, he had me rolling, laughing my bottom off. He was so funny. And I usually don't have a whole lot of cash on me. But that day, I had a $100 bill that I have stashed in my wallet. A $100 bill. And I pulled it out because while I'm on the flight, something said to me, you need to stick this $100 bill in its pocket. And when I hear a voice like that urges me to do something that's not necessarily what I would usually do, I have to do it. I have to do it. And so I just stuck the $100 bill in his pocket as we were deboarding the plane. And I told Michelle, I said, I've got to get onto the Delta website, and I need to praise this person because he made a difficult flight, which is early morning and a pain, funny. And he should be kept around. And I didn't tell anybody what I had done. I'm telling you now, but it's been 15 years ago. And we have to fly to Salt Lake City, and we have to change planes again, and we have to go to St. George. And it's a long day of travel. And St. George is 2 hours different from us, and then it was a 5-hour flight, and then another hour and a half flight. And it was just, we're worn out, but we get there about 1:30, 2 in the afternoon, St. George time. And I get a phone call. And that phone call is from my sister, Patty. She's on here. And she says, what have you done? And I said, what do you mean? She says, I know you've done something. And I said, sister, I haven't done anything. And she says, yep, we just got a testimonial from a guy named George who was a flight attendant, and he told us that on Sunday he was at church and something told him to give all the money he had for food this week to the Third World Bible thing, Third World Bible collection they were taking up at church. And he gave all his money to this donation. He didn't know how he was going to eat all week. And something told me to give him the Holy Spirit, the good Lord, I don't know, but I was urged to stick $100 bill in his pocket. And he was a fly baby, and I didn't know it. He didn't know who I was. At that time, I was not online, and people didn't know my face like that. And he was given a testimony of him listening to the Holy Spirit to donate the money for the Third World Bibles. And he didn't know how he was going to eat. And some kind person had put $100 bill in his pocket. And he was going to be able to eat the rest of the week. Because I heard the same voice. He was told he was going to be able, that God would take care of him if he would just donate every dime he had to the Third World Bible thing. That's amazing. That's amazing. And when you are calm and when you are feeling good about the things that are going on in your life, when your house is clean, your floors are clean, you feel things. You feel things. And you do it. And I said, Patty, I didn't tell anybody I did that. I didn't tell a single soul I did that. And she says, I know it was you. So you do things and you don't expect others to find out. But it was the grace of God. And George and I worked together for the good Lord. I helped him and he helped people in third world countries that didn't have Bibles. It's how it works. And when your house is in order, you're more able to recognize when those messages come to you. It's an amazing, when you're not being stressed out, when you're not being pulled by dirty laundry, when messy floors aren't just driving you nuts and dirty dishes piled in the sink. I have on my lace-up shoes today. I don't have on my boots today. I have on my lace-up shoes. This is the second day I've worn them. So, okay, everybody, are you looking in your purse and cleaning out your purse? What is the weirdest thing you found in your purse? Liz and Patty, y'all keep up with the weirdest things. Okay? Keep up with the weirdest things. I think we're going to play another song. We're going to play a fun song. Don't want to play that one because I just played that one. Let's see. We're going to play the Swish and Swipe song because that's part of our morning routine. People ask me, why don't you clean your bathrooms when you do the weekly home blessing hour? It's because we do it every day. We do 30 seconds to a minute of Swish and Swipe. And our Swish and Swipe pack, you need to get it today because on Wednesday, it's going back to regular price. And you can also get a pack of purple rags, half price, in this Swish and Swipe pack. So here we go. We're going to Swish and Swipe. Ready, set, go.
1, 2, 3, 4. Swish and Swipe. I'm swishing, I'm swiping, but you won't hear me griping 'cause I'm blessing my house today. I really dig it, I get it. It only takes a minute to keep my house looking this way. And you should see me move when I'm getting in the groove with a can-do attitude, or I fly so high when I'm swishing.
hands. Well, over the last 2 days, we've been dealing with not an escaped convict, a murderer, a man who killed his wife in Catawba County, which is where Robert grew up, and drove his car over here and wrecked in the middle of the night close to Rosman. And yesterday, our sheriff, David Mahoney, I know him well, and a team of deputies, they broke up in 3-man teams, and our sheriff and the 2 people that were on the team with him found this man in the woods. He wrecked his car and got off in the woods, and they found him about a mile from his car. And they brought this man in, and he got taken back to Catawba County for murdering his wife. And I am so proud of our deputies and our sheriff for getting out there and taking care of this. Last year, or I think it was last year, we had an escaped convict out of Henderson County who came into our forest and ended up murdering a man in Mills River. And the whole forest was shut down for 3 days. A national forest was shut down. And our people here were determined that this person who'd already murdered one person was not going to hurt anybody else. And they worked around the clock. These people knew our area. These people knew our area. So I am so proud of our law enforcement. They did great work for the last 3 days. And I just really proud of them. And, you know, anytime you can do something for a law enforcement officer, nice, and say a nice thing or buy them a meal or something, then please do it. Okay, so Patty, you and Liz have been looking at all the funny stuff. Who's got the funniest so far? Who's got the funniest thing they found in their purse? Patty and Liz will post it. Jenny lives in Rosman, so she knows how difficult it's been. The kids couldn't play ball. Schools were shut down. It's been hard. It was hard. Melissa wins. Okay. Melissa wins. Melissa, a bag of cat food, and I don't even own a cat. Oh my goodness. But if you see a cat at McDonald's or somewhere, you could feed it. What a great idea to keep a little cat food in your purse. Sorry about that. But I can talk a little better now. So this is a fun game to play on Fridays. It really is a fun game to play. I got another funny story for you. We did a Senator Orrin Hatch every year did a big women's event for 2,000 women in Salt Lake City at the Grand American Hotel. And we're all there. Me and Patty and Michelle and Pam and a bunch of people are there. And I've got to get up and speak, and I've got this weird cough. And I'd asked Leanne and Pam to come in the event that I lost my voice totally. And so we flew them in, and I'm up on stage talking. And before we started the whole event, somebody got up there and said, "Silence all your cell phones." Well, a cell phone rang on the front row. We had tables everywhere. And I looked off to my left, and my sister was fumbling through her purse trying to find her cell phone because her cell phone was the one that rang. Now, I died laughing. And I'm reminded of this story because yesterday I was listening to one of my favorite talk show hosts. And he had a caller on his show. And the caller got him so tickled, he went into a coughing fit. And it was just hilarious. And I remembered that time that I got into this coughing fit. I had to leave the stage. And I'm mic'd up. And I have to go to the bathroom because I can't stop coughing. And I can't turn the microphone off. And it was embarrassing like you've never seen. But Leanne and Pam hit that stage and took over for me. And it was just funny. And I finally got the cough settled down, and I got back to doing my speech. But it was funny, and I was prepared to have an issue. But Patty was, in her defense, she was having trouble with her phone, and she couldn't get it to cut off. So all of you who have clean purses, this is wonderful. And remember, your Swish and Swipe package is going off half price on Wednesday of next week. But if you get paid on Friday, today's the day. Buy gas on Monday. It's cheaper on Monday. If you don't have the app, Gas Buddy, that kind of helps. Let's see what else we got going on. Oh, we have a new packet. We have a new mop pack. And bucket system. I'll show it to you. It's dual buckets with a squeegee, little squeegee. Let me get this. I have to lift the handle up to make this work. This thing puts together so easy. And what I really like about this thing is that when you get the water off the mop right here, it puts the dirty water over into the wash side, so you can rinse your mop easily right here. Now, last night I got up in the middle of the night and I turned the back lights on when I get up because I don't want to turn every light on in the house. I don't want to shine in Robert's eyes. But I turned the back light on. That lets him know that I'm up. And I walked into the living room, and there was this weird shiny spot on the floor by the front door. One of the dogs had had an accident. I'm pretty sure it was probably Tulip. But in the middle of the night, I had to clean up dog pee. I mean, in the middle of the night. I couldn't leave it there on my pretty wood floors. So I had to I knew right where my dog towels were. And I was able to get it up and throw the towel outside because it was raining. I threw the towel outside and then dried it up with another towel. And I got it done without having to turn on any lights. And it was because I have things where I know they are. I can reach them without even having to turn on lights to find anything. Well, y'all, I'm waiting. I am waiting for the internet people to get here. They haven't called yet. If they call, I got to go get the phone. But the main thing is, yesterday's show took forever to download and then to upload. And it really upset me that it took so long. And I'm supposed to have 500 megs of download speed. And it just wasn't happening. So I got to get that fixed so it doesn't take 2 hours and everything timed out and I had to start over 3 times. Well, y'all have a good day. I'll see you tomorrow. And, remember, it's date night. What are you doing for fun tonight? And if you haven't looked at today's video, there's a fun video on there from Mark Gungor. And he will make you laugh. And he talks about the difference between men's brains and women's brains. Men, they just do one thing at a time. Women, we can multitask and we can think about a lot of things, but men can't. So it's teaching you the difference between those things and how to get some things done without complaining a lot. Well, y'all have a blessed day and spend some time with your husband or your wife if there's guys on here, and let's plan a date night. Plan a date night, because if you don't get it on the calendar, it's not going to get done. Because one day you are going to wake up, you're going to be an empty nester, and you're not going to know that person that you married 20 years ago. So let's take care of our relationships. Okay, I'm going to end with one more song. Let's do a different song. Let's see. I think we should get some feather dusting done, don't you? Let me find it. No, let's do the toy box tango. Let's get the kids involved. Okay, kiddos and mamas and daddies, we're going to do the toy box tango. So y'all have some fun with this. And I'm even ready to tango. This is a real tango.
You've been so busy playing all day long, but look around, do you see something wrong? May I suggest a way to clean up this mess? First strike a pose like fancy dancers do. Soon you'll be gliding all around the room, then twirl down and scoop your toys off the ground. Your empty toolbox looks so sad and alone, so fill it up with toys that still need a home. Let's see how quickly and how fabulous leave as clean as can go. Doing the toy box tango. Step to the left and grab the toys you can, then toss them in the toy box and start again. Let's make this fun. Before you know it, you're done. Your empty toy box looks so sad and alone, so fill it up with toys that still need a home. Let's see how quickly and how fabulous leave as clean and can go. Doing a toy box tango. Your empty toy box looks so sad and alone. You filled it up with toys that needed a home. We saw how quickly and how fabulous leave as clean as can go. Doing the toy box tango. The toy box tango.
See y'all tomorrow.